Today at Boiler U, we're going to talk about water. Water is critically important for your boiler, but not just that we put some in there, we've got to make sure we've got good water quality. And the type of water quality we're talking about today is hardness in water. Hardness in water is calcium and magnesium that comes from whatever your water source is, and they're terrible for your boiler. So in order to make sure we're not putting hard water in our boiler, we're going to test it daily using a water softener test kit. So I'm going to demonstrate that with 2 bottles of water, one that's soft, one that's hard, and I don't know which is which. Our water hardness test kit consists of 3 basic components: a buffer, an indicator, and a reagent. The first thing we're going to do is collect some water. Unfortunately, I've already done that. So we're going to get a sample, and we're going to take our little measurement tube, and we're going to fill it up to the appropriate line. .6 milliliters for indication in grains per gallon, which is what we're looking for. The buffer, 5 drops of buffer. Give her a swirl. Scoop of indicator powder. It's like making Kool-Aid. And guess what? This sample was soft. We can tell that because it's blue. The second sample we know is untreated because I had one of each and we already found the soft sample. So I'm going to rinse this first to make sure that we get rid of any residual soft water. Fill it to the mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give her a swirl. Now when I add the indicator powder, we see it's not blue, and this is bad. This means that we're putting undesirable minerals in our boiler. But in order to properly set up the softener, or to know how long hardness has been bleeding through, we're going to want to quantify or figure out how much hardness is in our sample. So we do that by adding the reagent and we count the drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll give it a swirl. 6. It's turned blue. So that means our incoming water probably has between 6 and 7 grains per gallon of hardness. Now, you may ask what's a grain, because that's sort of an abstract term. But if you've ever had a BB gun and you're familiar with BBs or kids that leave them laying around, a BB weighs about 5 to 6 grains. So every gallon of this untreated water going into your boiler is 1 BB of minerals that will deposit somewhere in your boiler. So if you're making up 10,000 gallons of water a day, you can imagine that that's a massive amount of minerals in very short time. It's critical to test your water softener daily. We want to have a sample point at the outlet of the water softener where we know we're getting a good fresh sample. We can even let that run for a few seconds to flush minerals or metal ions out. The other thing that we want to document when we do our water softener is the number of gallons remaining before regeneration and which tank we're operating on. That can give us a history of information so that if we have to troubleshoot the softener in the future, we have those pieces of the puzzle.
Appreciate Jude hanging out with us today and talking to us a little bit about testing our water. Now remember, if your water's hard, you're going to be calling a service company like us or someone else to fix that boiler. So make sure you're testing that water. If you'd like to learn a little bit more and hang out with Jude, you can come to WARE Boiler University, where we are finishing up our lab, as you can see. And we're excited to get you here to see this class and hang out with Jude and Jeff Bartow. So go out on their website, check the dates, get signed up before those classes fill up. Well, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. If you don't mind, maybe share a video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time on The Boiling Point.